This is the car. Hop on in. Good afternoon to everyone. Use this video just to explain Calimer Stage 3 transmission. When I first got this, I tried looking around online and not a lot of people had a lot of things about this transmission. And so, quick breakdown of things. The car's GT Performance Pack 1. It's on the Ford Racing springs that lower it about 1 inch. Had the stock MT82. I got a Whipple for it. It makes 755 at the wheels, which is way too much for that MT82, and that MT82 did eventually just take a dump. So got this Calimer built. It wasn't cheap. The transmission itself was about $6,000, and then another $2,000 for the 26 spline clutch. But it's been an amazing transmission. Ben Calimer is a treasure, and everyone that has a Mustang should appreciate him. But yeah, let's take a quick drive around. You can kind of get familiar with it. And I'll lower the windows here in a second. You can hear the car. It's a good sounding car. It still has the stock manifolds. It has a Borla ATAC with the Switchfire crossover, but between the transmission, the Whipple, the exhaust, the suspension, I need a little bit of time before I get some American racing headers. So one thing that you might hopefully picks up on this is there's a big whining sound. That's not the Whipple that's whining. That is not the supercharger. That's the transmission. It's not a gimmick. They really are custom straight cut gears. And so as a result, they whine. You hear that again, them whining, right? And I take it out of gear, the whine goes away because we're in neutral. So yeah, it's definitely a thing, but I don't mind it. Adds character to the car, in my opinion. Wheel spin on that, and it was worse with the stock MT82 because the gear ratios were set for a naturally aspirated engine. Once you add a boost, it was a nightmare. This will still break the tires loose if I'm not careful. I still break the tires loose at 50. But it's much more manageable. On top of it, I didn't have to go through any of the rigmarole that goes with getting rid of the suspension, the MagneRide, and using ForeScan to try to code the body control module to accept the dumb suspension on the non-performance pack Mustangs. Still got my backup camera, still have rev match. So I know, people talk about doing T56 swaps, and there's a lot that goes into it because of all the rev match gear selector sensor stuff that the T56 just doesn't have. And so by and large, this is a way better option. It really is a custom gear set. Really had to have the tune readjusted to accept the new gears. The speedometer still doesn't read exactly perfectly, but it didn't do that when it was stock. It was still off a mile to an hour when it was stock. But it's close enough that I know about how fast I'm going. So right now when it says 72 here, it's probably going about 70 on the dot. But that's really the only thing I could even complain about. And once again, the stock transmission, it was still off like a mile to an hour. It was always just trying to chase that, trying to get it lined up, and it really didn't want to. So I think that's a lot more to do with the programming within the speedometer for this digital dash and everything than anything else. But I really should have thought more about this video, what questions people might have to be answered. But it shifts smooth, the gates are real tight. I've never had it lock me out under load. The stock one, I'd get the high RPM lockout. Never had it lock me out. I've never had it complain. It just works. So right there, still had advanced track on, so it was babysitting me, but it was spinning and it was pulling me back from all that spin. So here's advanced track off. Woof, got sideways for a second. That quick snap of acceleration. I don't know if you could hear the tires completely break loose and squeal, but that's what they'll do. Now imagine that with the MT82 in its stock form, and it was just a nightmare. It wasn't even fun to drive the car. That's kind of it for what I got. There's a lot of people that badmouth the transmission. They badmouth Calimer. I had nothing but good experiences with them. The only thing is they just have their parts delays. And with all the tariff stuff that's been going on and all that in between, I'm not surprised. So there were different material and parts delays, but once they got it in, they got me my transmission, got it the core, returned to them. They paid for the shipping on that. And too many things at once. I'm talking and trying to rev match. Yeah, so they did all that. Got me the core refund. I would be leery of the people that say they have bad experiences. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that that's not possible. Just this has been an amazing transmission. This is what the car should have come with if Ford would have put the right engineering into it and not cut corners. Because ultimately that 3160, the Tremec that you could get out of a 350 or a Mach 1 or something, or that the Dark Horse has, it still has limitations. It's not a T56. It's not one of the better transmissions Tremec makes. Ford cut corners there too. So you still end up having to go to Ben in order to have them build it out. But that's really kind of all I got. So yeah, have a good one.